press review, and news updates.
Good morning, Uganda. This is Family TV and you're watching Morning Glory. We are so happy and glad this very early morning. Banana cake. Let me tell you that today, if you do not have God in you and Jesus, let me tell you, you can't wake up. This cold weather, my friends, it is the talk of the town. But I want to remind you that a little sleep and a little slumber and poverty will come to you as wildfire. Yes, the more you sleep and the more you put on that blanket on you, that is the more you're going to be poor and poor for the rest of your life. But let me tell you and assure you that you have to wake up this morning because something awaits for you. And today, MAHOORO is my name, and today we're going to be I'm going to be reading you the top stories here in the new vision. Here new salary structure for scientists out, and the lowest paid to earn 500,000 from 180,000. But when is this going to be? When is this going to be? Because they have been talking about since last year. The president assured the scientists that they're going to be increasing their salaries and giving them more, but even up to now they haven't done anything. They have been rioting, they have been in talks, but even up to now. But let's hope that they're going to be working on it, and you can read full story on page 6 and see how this is going to be done. And here UPDF recovers 800 cows guarding some of the 800 cows head of that were recovered from Napak's Bokoro clan, who had stolen them from the G of Kotido on Sunday night. The animals were intercepted by the UPDF land forces and surveillance helicopters in a Beam district on Monday. Thank you so much, the UPDF. You're really doing a good job. May God richly bless you. Full story, you can get yourself a copy and see about this full story. And here, Parliament probe into Naguru land beneficiaries kicks off. Full story on page 5 and see how this is going to happen. And then there is a battle that's still taking place. Battle to replace Olanya heats up, and here the voters, if you get yourself a copy and see what the voters have to say about this and whom they want to replace Olanya. And he has summoned the competitors. The race is really tight, and the competition is going on. And competition for the vacant MAHOORO County Parliament seat is heating up, with the ruling National Resistance Movement Party summoning all its aspirants to reach a common position on who should carry its flag in the forthcoming by-elections. So you also have your own. Whom do you want? Do you want Odonga? Do you want Francis? Do you want Douglas Peter Okello? Do you want Andrew Ojok or Richard? Get yourself a copy and read full story on page 3 of the New Vision. And then here, ex-minister Jedra seeks divorce over infidelity. After 5 years of marriage to Elizabeth Ilidru, the former state minister of finance for general duties, Gabriel Gadison Ajedra, has petitioned court seeking for divorce. The 59-year-old premises his petition on a child that he says does not belong to him, implying that his wife Elizabeth cheated on him. Full story on page 4 and see. But you can resolve this infidelity without going to the press. Yes. What does the Bible say? It does not encourage divorce, but you can see battle over property. They're still going on, but let's see how this is going to fare on. And here, 53 hardcore criminals arrested in another security crackdown. And traffic accidents. Traffic police spokesperson Farida Nabima said 29 people died during the Easter holiday. Of the 9,278 traffic cases, these are by police, and they are those places they talked about. They talked about Rizi, they talked about Katonga, and they talked about some places in Kampala. So read full story on page 4. how next financial year's budget has been distributed. Get yourself a copy and see what the State Minister for Finance in charge of General Duties, Henry Musasizi, yesterday presented to Parliament. Read full story on page 5. And Chinese gangs fraud over kidnapping colleagues. The gangs mainly target their wealthy associates. Hey, this is really. As more Chinese come into the country, investigations show that some have turned to criminally targeting their colleagues at the central police stations in Kampala. There are over 14 cases where Chinese nationals are accused of kidnapping their fellow nationals. And read full story and see how this is happening and what they're looking after and what the police has to say about this. Police said many Chinese businessmen are addicted to gambling and that they resort to criminality after losing their capital in casinos. Ooh. Read full story and see what drives the gang. What drives the gang and see why this is also happening and see what Chireka police station has to say about it. Yes, get yourself a copy of the New Vision and see what government will restore peace in Karamoja, how government is going to restore peace in Karamoja. And 7 defied as 10,000 get displaced. Yeah, what the government has to say about this. And in the sports news here in the New Vision, Uganda's impressive Uganda's medal winners in Zambia. There is Chidabo Namtebi 50-meter breast gold. There is Tendo Mukalazi 50-meter backstore. I see Mukalazi is also as if he's the one who participated in Zambia. There is Kalima Katemba 800-meter freestyle silver and 1 silver, 400-meter freestyle bronze. Paloma Chirabo 100-meter butterfly bronze and 1 bronze. Get yourself a copy and read more of this story in the New Vision. Just going to go in for a short time and we'll take some water, but we are going to come back with the Daily Monitor.
You're not alone.
Cancer has increasingly become a global health challenge.
Today, since we've sat here, I've been to the toilet 5 times.
More often, we unknowingly endanger ourselves in the illusion of indulging in fun.
You had better style up. Man, keep watching.
Simple acts of life omission or commission may cause irreversible health damage to our bodies. We ought to be aware of, and whenever necessary, to consult and get the doctor's help.
Can cancer be passed from a mother to fetus?
There's genetic science shows that it is possible for a mother to pass cancer to the child through the placenta.
Cancer is not a death sentence. Early detection and treatment can save your life. The Change, an educative TV drama series on cancer.
With 200 million people aged between 15 and 24, Africa has the youngest population in the world. This can either be an opportunity or a ticking time bomb. At Young and Flourishing Hub, we seek to turn these numbers into an opportunity for Africa to become a global leader. Join us every Monday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. only on Church of Uganda Family TV as we take you through the discussion of different topics that will enable you to become world-class leaders and mentors, grow your finances, and become world-class innovators. Young and Flourishing, transforming Africa.
Evening prayer.
Alcohol intoxicates the mind and releases the emotions and lets down our guard.
I want to remind you that the greatest of all is God's love. That's what we need to seek for. And once we have God's love is permanent. Once it fills our heart, we're able to overflow and share this love to the others.
Have you given to the Lord even when you have the smallest coin like that widow? Jesus said, look at this widow. She has done it better than all these people because she gave all that she had.
I pray for full restoration, full resurrection, full rejuvenation of the joy of the Lord.
Press review and news updates.
The 20th day of April 2022. My name is BYRON, bringing to you the Daily Monitor. Thank you so much again for waking up with us. Now, the top story in the Daily Monitor today is Zambia arrests alleged assassin from Uganda. Now people now run, assassins and criminals run to us. Anyway, Henry Quartek, who is a person of interest, is 40 years old, who describes himself as a financial heavyweight champion and depicts a luxurious lifestyle, spends time in Lusaka, Zambia, and Port Elizabeth, Eastern Cape, and Centurion, Gauteng, all in South Africa. And he apparently he's one of the topmost people who are wanted in the south of Africa, and so he has been arrested from Uganda. But read the full story there on page 4, and the top picture here is about a story that I think Brenda talked about yesterday, about a man who is 83 years old, got his first child with a 29-year-old woman. Okay, 83, 29. Yeah, love is a good thing. We thank the Lord for this. Some people call it miracle, but it's not a miracle. I mean, Abraham gave birth at what age? But anyway, read the full story also on page 3 of the Daily Monitor. When we continue on page 2, 140 lives lost in 9 days to traffic and crime incidents. 140 lives. Hey, okay. But now, me, I have I know this is a story in the Daily Monitor on page 2, but my question is, why is the police talking more about it and doing nothing about it? Whenever I see such stories, for me, I'm thinking, now, why are you telling us? I thought you would say, now, we have lost 140 lives, but we have arrested 200 people. Now there, I would be like, okay, there's a story on page 2, and later on probably we'll talk about it, particularly accidents and how many people die every single year because of accidents, but also how do we combat it later on in the talk of the town. And Parliament wants sports betting banned during the day. Yeah, now if you're a sports betting man and you bet on like Manchester United. Anyway, let's not talk about Manchester United. But Parliament, lawmakers on the Committee of Finance in Parliament want sports betting banned during the day. That you can only bet in the night or in the evening, but during the day go and work. But I think what Parliament is, again, such stories, for me, I have an issue with them because Parliament is not giving us solutions on it because the rate of unemployment is very, very high. And for some people, this is their source of employment in terms of making money. But read the full story on page 3 when we carry on page 5 of the Daily Monitor. Passengers to pay more for the same route, and this is because of the rising price of fuel. Now, taxi operators say when the fuel prices stabilize, they will revert to old charges. Now, yesterday, taxi operators came out and gave us a price list of what you're going to be paying on top of the things you're paying based on the thing. Now, for the short routes, for example, if you're going to Nsanji, you are paying 3,000, but now the new fare is going to be 4,000 shillings. If you are going to Entebbe, you know that you are paying at least 4,000 shillings on that, but now you're going to be paying 5,000 shillings. Mitiana, you are paying 8,000, now you're going to be paying 9,000. Most of these charges, they've just added 1,000 on top of it. And of course, in the long routes, Mbarara, you are paying 30,000 shillings, now you're going to be paying 35,000 shillings. Tororo, you are paying 20,000, you're going to be paying 25. Liantonde, same, 20, 25. So most of this, for the long routes, the taxi operators have increased, taxi and bus operators have increased 5,000 on top of the old charge. But for the short routes, they have increased at least 1,000 on it. But they mention and tell us and promise us that when the prices of fuel stabilize, they'll go back to the old prices. But read the full story on page 5 of the Daily Monitor. Now, Luvoa Hospital Project has no contractor on site. Now, this the Luvoa Hospital Project came under the spotlight sometime last week when they said after a while, after the money they injected in it, there was no work done. And so there's a story here on page 6 where Luvoa Hospital Project has no contractor on site, and the funding that Parliament approved a request from the Finance Ministry to issue promissory notes worth $378 million. That is about 1.3 trillion for the project in February 2019. And then there was the 348 billion that the Accountant General said the developer had earlier been given for the financial year 2021-2022. But read the full story there. Ugandan girls mutilated from hospitals in Kenya and South Sudan. Well, that is happening. But also today, it's not the female genital mutilation day, but there are celebrations that are going to go on today in Karamoja to sensitize people about female genital mutilation, but also to talk to people about it and to, talk about it more and more. But read the full story on page 6 of the Daily Monitor. Nurses clash as medical records staff call off strike. Okay, that is on page 8. Remember that there was a medical record staff that hadn't been paid for over 5 years and they were on strike. But now nurses clash also because a section of nurses accuses the leadership of Uganda Nurses and Midwives Union of incompetence and being compromised by the government to frustrate the planned strike. Well, read the full story there. On page, there are many more other stories you can look out for. Major Chigundu murder case and the journalists that were barred from the court, and Nubian women meet money from crafts. This is also depending on the tourists that come through and whatnot. And there are some opinions here from Charles Onyango Bo that he's talking about when the Ugandan Gomesi is more than a Busuti. Very, very interesting, usually opinions there by Charles Onyango Bo. And every single Wednesday in the Daily Monitor, they bring you Homes and Real Estate, a magazine in the Daily Monitor that talks about homes and real estate. And in this issue, they talk about the heavy cost of living in substandard housing. Now, at the basic minimum, the home should be free from both unnecessary and avoidable hazards. It should have a sound structure, provide adequate facilities for sleeping, personal hygiene, the preparation of storage of food, provide privacy and quiet. And they just give you a detail of what you need to look out for as you embark on getting a home or a real estate thing. But read the full story there in the Daily Monitor. In regional news, Masaka sets fine for littering. City, if they find you littering the city in Masaka, you pay a fine. I wonder when that will come to Kampala here, because most of you who are watching, you who are littering, you will be able to get our smart city in a few. But read the full story on page 28 of the Daily Monitor. In world news, French polls, now Macron versus Le Pen, and two visions for France. Now, Emmanuel Macron, who is the current president, and Marine Le Pen are proposing two different futures for France at home and abroad, as the two candidates prepare to face off in a televised debate today ahead of Sunday's vote. What are their rival plans for the next 5 years? France will be engaging in a new poll, be electing a new president, or staying with the one that's already there. But read the full story on page 31 of the Daily Monitor. And of course, in sports news, in the Daily Monitor, Karamoja Games to highlight menstrual hygiene, and the Karamoja Games currently going on, and they will highlight menstrual hygiene and how girls can easily keep themselves but also be clean even as they go through their periods and whatnot. But also in the Uganda draw in the next year's Africa Cup of Nations, Uganda draw giants Algeria, and now Cranes coach Mitchell had silently hoped to avoid North African opposition and a possible derby. He got exactly that with two-time champions Algeria and East African neighbors Tanzania. That is it, and you're going to grab a copy of the Daily Monitor and find out more of this and much more. Now, I won't talk about Manchester United, but in case you're a Manchester United fan, please, I understand. Please first stay in bed, relax, the stress. But otherwise, we're going to go in for a break. When we come back, we'll be going back with the talk of the town, where we discuss accidents and what are the causes, what can we do about it, what is police doing about it, apart from talking about it. Do not go anywhere.
With 200 million people aged between 15 and 24, Africa has the youngest population in the world. This can either be an opportunity or a ticking time bomb. At Young and Flourishing Hub, we seek to turn these numbers into an opportunity for Africa to become a global leader. Join us every Monday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. only on Church of Uganda Family TV, as we take you through the discussion of different topics that will enable you to become world-class leaders and mentors, grow your finances, and become world-class innovators. Young and Flourishing, transforming Africa.
Do you have a business that you are looking to grow? Advertising with Church of Uganda Family TV is the way to go. We are located on Church House, level 13, along Kampala Road. We offer favorable rates and an extremely creative production team that will work with you to take your business to the next level. To give us a ring, call us on 0781 084215 or 0750 655232. Church of Uganda Family TV, enriching lives.
Wetwogera ku health mat kino kyetutegeeza
tuyina obulwadde bungi obukwata omutima
tukuleetera okumanya biki ebikulwaza.
Mu busawo tewali ddagala talina side effect. Kabeere vitamin C, kabeere ki, gwe buli by'oteeka ne bwe bahabo. Yes, ne bwe bahabo, ne bwe baddagala gganda. Fasawo tumanyi buli chemical gy'oteeka mu bulamu bwo ebaako ne side effect.
Y'omanyi engeri gy'oyinza okwekangiramu endwadde?
Abaana mu batwale babageme.
Eno ye health mat wano wokka ku Church of Uganda Family TV. Nange Edwin Austin Mukalazi buli lunaku olwabbalaza oba Mande ku ssaawa 10 zennyini ez'akawungeezi era nga ffe wano ku health mat tufaayo nnyo eri obulamu.
Talk of the town.
Talk of the town, yes. Today we are discussing about accidents and everything that has been happening. Can you imagine that 29 people have lost their lives during this Easter season? But even there are those ones that have lost their lives in 9 days. Yes, in 9 days. It has been 3 days, but there are those ones that have lost their lives from 10th to 18th April. After this time, 140 people have lost their lives. So what we're asking ourselves, what is causing these road accidents? What is happening? What is not happening? Why is this happening? Yeah, even usually in times like these where we are celebrating the resurrection of Jesus Christ, Byron. Yeah, why is this happening in these days that people are losing their lives at a rate that even is unspeakable?
The truth is, Brenda, the people have accidents every day.
I know.
Just because that during particular festive seasons, people are just more, the media, for us, we are just more cautious on reporting these cases, but people have accidents every single day on it. But I don't know. The police usually says the usual things that cause accidents: overspeeding, driving under the influence of alcohol. The usual things. I don't know if there are other reasons for why these accidents happen.
Yeah, there are other reasons. Okay, they are the same, but there are other reasons like driving recklessly. But my concern is usually when they come and give us this press, Farid and Pima, usually when they come up and give us what was happening, the cause of accidents and places that happened, the accidents happened, they usually talk about of the same places. I don't know why. They usually talk about, I usually hear about Katonga, Rizi, here in Kampala. So I'm like, even Wamala. They usually talk about the same places. I don't know what is done or what is done to cut down all these accidents. Are the roads very bad in these places? The people adamant.
And also I don't think so that it's only in those particular places. I mean, I know there is a massacre, or that one always there, the massacre highway, that one, there'll always be a thing there, but also there have been accidents.
Are there spirits there that usually cause these accidents?
I don't believe in it. There are other places. I mean, in Tororo, people have accidents. In Gulu, the other day, a very, very good friend of mine who was also a Spanish journalist here in Uganda lost her life because on the Gulu highway. So really, I don't think that there's anything special about any of these roads. I don't think it's the roads. I think it's what you've just said, really, the recklessness of drivers. Wherever you are, if you're reckless as a driver, you obviously you might not even harm yourself, but also cause harm to others. Because I think one of the things that you drivers usually do, or what we usually do, is we usually don't focus on other people, and yet all our actions involve other people. Whatever we do will knock someone down. Or borders, you know, the way they usually say that driving in Kampala is an extreme sport, because you need to drive with the mind as if make sure that you don't knock anybody, because they are very reckless people, particularly borders. They want to pass anywhere. Wherever they see a sport, a space,
they want to use that sport.
To use it. So I don't think that there's anything special about the roads. No, it's just the recklessness of it. But also, because even the Entebbe Express Highway now, there were some accidents there. The guy who decided to just enter one of those toll gates. But anyway, yeah, I think it's really recklessness, but over speeding, not knowing your car.
Yeah, in poor state, even like that is also the cause of accidents on roads. Like, you know that your vehicle, you haven't done any service, and then you want to drive that road of Masaka, that road of Mbara, you want to go to Lukunji, you haven't done any service.
They don't know.
You know that your vehicle, you have to know. Let me tell you, Byron, you're a driver.
They don't know how to do it.
You're a driver, right? So you know that you haven't done service for over 3 months, and then you want to use that road, you want to go to Lukunji, from Kampala to Lukunji. You haven't done any town service, you haven't done any, like, you know that literally you're the driver.
But me, I know my car.
You know that, yes, you know your car that it is in poor state.
I know that I will go to Lukunji and come back. That's what I'm saying, that I know my car. I know I will go and come back.
There are drivers that don't know their cars. There are drivers that don't know their cars. They haven't done any service. They haven't checked their car before you drive from home. It does not matter if you've done service. It does not matter. Byron, before you drive from home, or before you leave home, first check your car. Is it in the right state? Is it in a normal state, so that you could live anywhere? That because those are the things that are causing accidents.
I know the root cause of all these things.
What is
most of you people who are watching, you want to drive cars, but you don't want to go to school for it. You want to just randomly get a car, go to a field there, practice for a day or two, and then go on that.
Because they're expensive.
And yet,
driving schools are expensive.
Actually, at the end of the day, it's expensive for you also, because
so if I have a friend
because you lose your life. Because you lose your life.
People charge me who is only going to say that, okay, come in the mafuta. Then why wouldn't I do that?
What I'm saying is, because of that, you're ending up with all these accidents, because you don't know how to use a car, you don't know the right things to do, you don't know if your car needs servicing or not. You just know how to just go in, put in fuel, and drive off. And so I think, one, invest in actually learning how to drive. It's an actual skill that you learn by the way.
Do you see even Byron? You see even those driving schools. There is bribe. You go and they're like, you've learned, and they give you in 1 or 2 days. They'll give you.
That's not the point. The point is that when you go to school, Brenda, and the teacher tells you, no, you give me 1 million, you will pass all your exams. It's the reason you went to school is not to pass exams. I think that's also another issue really altogether with us Ugandans. We just want to finish things, or we just want to do things. But the issue of you going to school or driving school is not for you to just pass the test and get the driving permit. The thing is for you to actually learn how to drive. So for you, if you're just going there to bribe someone to get a driving permit, I can also do that without going to driving school. But what I'm saying is the reason you're going to school is for you to actually learn, so that you prevent that future accident from happening. For me, that's one of the, I think, basics. The basic is you don't want to do the real thing. You don't want to do these things. Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
And then Byron, another thing, Nambima, the spokesperson of the assistant spokesperson of police, went ahead and said that the drones, commonly known as drones, they have turned them into public service. The person is not a driver, is not eligible to drive people around, but they have turned their drones into public service. But she went ahead and warned all these people.
Like,
there is something wrong.
What's wrong with it?
If you're not eligible to drive people.
Now, that one now is a personal thing. I thought you're talking about the drones being used for public means, right?
For public means and driving around people. You are not.
Auntie, but by the time
you're not certified to drive like taxis.
No, by the time a drone gets on the road, or by the time you carry people, you need to have a particular document, but also your insurance is different from us normal people who drive normal cars. And that is why a taxi is more eligible, or a drone, or whatever means, whatever car you're driving. That's not the point. The point is the driver. The point is not that car.
And the driver is not certified to drive people around, like to drive maybe, I don't know, 14 people or what. Yeah,
also, there are different classes of a driving permit, and that is why the traffic police needs to work very hard so that they stop them, they see, and make sure that the class that you're driving, you're eligible to drive the people, because there are different classes. From A, I think, all the way to D, where a guy who drives a normal car cannot drive a trailer or something like that. So there are classes to it. So Nampima should do. I really support her. Yeah, it's the person, but you're the one who's driving that drone. Of course, they're going to take the car and they will take the person who's responsible. Recklessness.
But if they find you driving that drone and you're not eligible to be driving that or to be using it as a public service or what, they're going to arrest them. You're going to face prosecution, and they'll give you fines.
No, but that's what they're saying. Usually, when you get me like that, I'll give you small 5K and you leave me alone. Usually, that's what people do. People bribe away, and you see the police allows. I mean, last year, and they have been on this same position. They have been the topmost. The police has been the #1 most corrupt agency in Uganda consistently for quite some years. So it means that I can easily get out of things just by bribing or by doing all these things. So at the end of the day, I don't want to say I can't blame police all the way, but I can say that you're also contributing to the accidents that happen. I think for me that's what I think as well. That you will come, like the way she has come out and said, now what, if we get you, we'll arrest you. The truth is you won't, because
some of them are arrested.
Okay, yes, some of them are arrested.
Some of them are doing their job.
And kudos to them. And I like that you've said some of them. Most of them, I'll tell you for free, most of them, small kidogo, and they'll release you. Like during the Easter season, I think most of the people were saying, man, people are looking for Easter, what?
Yeah, there.
So, yeah, that's really it.
Then this one says they don't have passenger license. What can be done to curb the accidents? Talk about the border accidents around. Border accidents around town. They're really so. I don't know. Like I said the other time, Byron, that there is someone that I had. That I overheard that when you want to kill someone or when you want to kill your enemy, just donate them a border. In 1 week or in 1 month, you'll find them dead because they really drive recklessly. I don't know if you have a border, you have a spirit, but kudos and thumbs up to those ones who drive thinking about their second life. It's like some borders drive as if they have 2 lives.
But we
don't know. We don't have. Talk about when you die, your body is dead, and
then I go to Jesus.
You want to stay let me tell you, you want to go to Jesus when you're the one who has caused the accident, because the things you've done will not allow you to go to heaven.
So Lucky,
you have one.
Luckily for us, the Bible talks about the qualification for heaven, and they have never said that if you drive recklessly, you will not go to heaven.
You would have committed murder.
It has never happened. No, but you the one was
You've
died.
killed.
No, I haven't. I am the one was died.
You're the one who was died, but how have you died?
Now,
Often don't, yeah. That is the question that you should be
like
asking.
the point is, when you're going to heaven, they already gave us a standard. That is it. So whatever circumstances are around it. Anyway, the point is, eternal life is for all of us to accept.
Not for those ones who are driving recklessly. This one says Bona rides on pavement and on sideways. They shouldn't. Of course, we are going to talk about it here, but as soon as you go out, you're going to find them driving on pavers.
Actually, we need to get where we are going very fast. That's the point of the border.
Please, let me tell you, and even it should be even our responsibilities. The people who are being driven, like the passengers, you should tell that border guy, please, tell them I do not have a second life, or I have kids, or I have responsibility, or I have a vision too. It should be your responsibility as a person to tell that border guy or to tell that driver. Because the life belongs to you at the end of it all. Tell him.
There you go.
Yeah, it should be your responsibilities. And I think another thing that we guys, all the drivers out there, should know that that if you're driving recklessly, the spokesperson Farida, the assistant spokesperson Farida Namba say that they are going to be plucking off your number plate. If your car is in poor state, it's illegal.
Yeah, it's illegal to pluck off the number plate of a car.
Why are you saying that it's illegal?
Because it is illegal.
No, it's not illegal.
It is. The police or traffic officer is not allowed to. Why are they plucking off the number plate of your car?
Because
they are
first
not
of all,
licensed to do it.
She said because first of all, your car is in poor state. You've been paying. You've not been paying
So
revenue.
impound the car. Why are you plucking off the number plates? That's what I'm saying. It's illegal, actually, for real. The lawmakers will tell you, according to the law, it's illegal to pluck off the car. It's illegal also to arrest
to plug off
the number plate. Yes, it's illegal to also arrest someone because they don't have a driving permit. Because one, you can't arrest them because they have the law gives them a period of what, about some days, about 20 days or 30 days to produce it. So you arrest them when you're driving. It's like, okay, now you have a period of 30 days to produce your driving permit. So some of the things that these police people do are illegal, like plucking off number plates.
And then it's saying,
why am I saying? Because it's illegal in the constitution of Uganda. It's illegal. You can't pluck off number plates. Why?
And then she went ahead and said that the only person who is eligible to pluck off your number plate is an AIP, that is Assistant Inspector of Police. The person who has one pip here, is the person who is eligible to pluck off that number plate.
But if you notice that most of the people who pluck off number plates are really, they are not any of those people.
And if you're a driver there and this person does not have this pip here, one usually call it one kapesa here is the person who is eligible to pluck off your number.
But also it's also illegal. Why are you plucking off my number plate?
But I think that if it's the AIP who is plucking it off, then it is not illegal. But if it is the traffic traffic police,
we'll consult the people. But me, it is illegal for me. At least for the little law I did in my school, it's very, very illegal to do that. I see people doing it all the time, but to taxi people, and I'm like, but why? Why are you doing it?
But even these taxi people should know law.
That's their problem. If they don't,
they should go and then acquire knowledge. Knowledge is power.
Yeah, so for me, I think my 2 cents is one, the accidents can be avoided by one simple thing. Just drive well. Don't overspeed. If you know that for you, Bambi, you can't hit 180 on the speed limit, stay in your lane of 100 kilometers per hour. Or follow road signs. Drive. Just be a responsible driver. Don't drive under the influence of alcohol. All these things. Just follow the guidelines. But again, you can be following all the guidelines, but then some other guy who is not following that who knocks you or something like that. But it's a response, it's all of us. Let's all be responsible enough to follow the guidelines set by the traffic rules and regulations and laws, and I think we'll be fine. I mean, that's it. I don't know, for you, what are your last words?
Only my last words is that before you leave your home, Byron, you people who drive around, before you leave your home, check your car very well. Do you have, like, everything, is it intact? Are they, like, is everything intact? Just basically, and because at the end of it all, if your car is in poor state, just know that you're going to be the cause of accidents that are happening around town. And you, the passengers, if you're being driven recklessly, tell the driver that, please, there is, I do not have, first of all, I love my life more than you also love yourself. So it is your responsibility to talk about that reckless driver, and you tell him that, please, slow down. And another thing that I think that we should know the drivers out there. If you're border, if you're driving your border, if you're driving your taxi, your drone, your what, go acquire knowledge. Knowledge is power. Because if you know about all these things, you will know that you will tell that traffic police that no, this is not how it should be done. This is how it should be done. I think these are my last 2 cents.
So, tell us what you think on our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. That is at COU Family TV on all our platforms there. Or you can send us a WhatsApp message on the numbers on your screen. Tell us what you think about the increasing road accidents in the country. Do not go anywhere. The conversation continues also in the next hour.
Do you know that you can now enjoy great enriching shows anywhere through the Family TV app? Here is how to download it. Open Play Store on your phone